Awesome. Thank you, Bits. And Elizabeth. Many of them know you, but if you want to go next.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth, the Community Director of the Junior League of Stamford Norwalk. As it's our signature project, we are so thrilled for everything you girls have accomplished so far, and we're so excited to support you as you present your projects tonight and then as you consider your next steps. So we're very excited. Thank you, Madison.
Awesome. So like everyone said, we're very excited to see your presentations. And after your presentations, we'll talk about some next steps for you continuing on your projects and continuing to stay in touch with all of us, so we know what your projects are progressing into. So we will, I guess, just get started if that's cool with everybody. So I am going to go in alphabetical order. I am so, let me see if I can pull this up. So our first one will be Abby.
Hi, everyone. Do I share my screen?
Yes, I'm going to make you a co-host right now.
Okay, sounds good. I'm sorry, it's the first time I'm doing this.
No worries. There should be a little green arrow on the bottom of your screen that says share screen.
I'm pressing it. It's not working for some reason.
Okay. Let me try this. Hold on one second.
Abby, if it continues to not work, you can go ahead and just share your presentation with me in the chat, and then I can press the slides for you.
All right. I'm going to do that because it keeps coming up like it's not like allowing me to do it.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and email it to me, or we can start with the next person, and then we'll go back to Abby, and then I can just click the slides for you.
All right, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. This happens all the time. No problem.
No worries. Okay.
I just emailed it to you.
Okay. So should we move on to try with someone else's project while we get that up?
I'm actually going to have it ready. It happened very quick.
Perfect. That was very quick. So go ahead, Allison.
But Madison, maybe just a quick suggestion that we have, like, if you want to go ahead and say who's on deck so the next person can be ready, just.
Sure. So the next person up will be Anne.
Madison, can you make me a co-host?
Yes.
Thank you. Abby, do you want to go ahead and get started? It should be up, right?
Yes. Okay. Hi, everyone. So my name is Abby Gutman. I'm a 12th grader at Stanford High School, and my project is called You Got a Friend in Meats. All right, you can go to the next slide. So pretty much what my project is all about is providing a safe and friendly environment for students who have special needs and don't have a special needs to join a weekly Zoom meetings to play fun virtual games and have conversations. It's really just all about having fun and also hopefully creating lifelong friendships along the way. So the reason why I started this project is a couple weeks ago, a mother reached out to me about her daughter, Nana. Nana has autism, and unfortunately, because of this, it's been very hard for her to make friends, and her mom is very worried about her. And I am a vice president of another club that also works with special needs kids. So she heard my name and she reached out, and I started doing Zoom calls with her. And after the first couple weeks, the mom reached out to me and she's like, I have never seen Dana so happy and excited to join. She's never loved being in a social setting more than this. And that just brought so much joy to my heart. I just knew like I wanted to continue this and make this a bigger thing because I didn't realize how many kids struggle. Because I was talking to my mom and she knows she has friends that have kids with special needs and they all struggle a lot with finding friends. And it's very sad. And I want to be able to give them this opportunity to meet new people, meet new friends. So what I've been doing so far, I actually already started my meets with other members as well. We have 4 right now, but still people joining, hopefully. So I made a Google Meets like form. It's right there. And so just a brief little description of what I'm doing and basic information and what activities they're most looking forward to. Just like a fun little thing to get them excited. So we just have meetings every Monday from 7 to 8. We just right now it's not as serious, especially because there's only 4 members, including myself. But we just play fun Mad Lib games and Kahoots and talk and just talk about how our days have been. So my mission, as I said before, providing a safe and fun environment for students who have special needs and who don't. But it's also just to make everyone feel comfortable, as well as training other students for like in separate Zoom calls for brainstorming sessions for mentoring, because of course, I am not a professional and I acknowledge this, but I do believe I have some skills I could teach people and how to properly talk to people if like the conversation is lacking or you need to come up with an icebreaker really quickly or you just want to find a fun activity in the moment. So, but in all, it's really just about giving these kids like a home and somewhere that they feel comfortable to, or people that even not in during the Zoom call, they could reach out, just be like, hey, I'm having a hard day. I know it's not a Zoom call day, but do you think we could just do a one-on-one call? Like, I want everyone to feel super comfortable. So my plans for the future, in hopes that more members join, I would like to elect board members and keep this going for years to come. I'm very, very passionate about this. And so, yeah, so obviously, since I'm pretty much the founder, I'll be the president for now, and I would love to elect others and potentially vice president, maybe a treasurer and a social media manager. Hopefully, we could get a bunch of social media. I've already posted the Google form and description on all of my social media. I was really trying to brand myself. So yeah, and also I really want to keep this on Zoom, or Google Meets, even though COVID will hopefully end, fingers crossed, because I really want to branch this to the entire United States, which is, I know it's a lot, I understand that, but I'm not expecting a huge group. And if I do get a huge group, I have a plan in my head of separating it and making it like on Mondays or Tuesdays. You could sign up like for either or. And for right now, since all the members live very close they all live in Stanford, we have planned a s'mores get together. I have a fire pit at my house, and so next weekend we are gonna come and safely distance and make s'mores in my fire pit. So yeah, that was my project, everyone.
Well done, Abby.
Thank you.
All right, so for the panel, I will introduce Sherry to give her feedback first.
Love the passion. I love that. I mean, you basically are just tapping into a purpose and a passion. And for that reason, I know that this project is going to happen and have a real big positive impact. So love the creative name. I've got several people I'd love to connect you with and read the chat comments, but there is a woman that's involved with LIVEGIRL. Her name is Juliana Featherman, and she actually has an app called Making Authentic Friendships, and they've got a big following. But even for you to be able to maybe get up on her story just to create awareness for this program would be great. And then also there's an amazing organization called Star Inc. Lighting the Way that helps individuals with special needs. And I know that there's so many individuals through that organization who would love to take advantage of your Meets program. So great work, and keep going, follow the passion.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely reach out to those organizations.
Great job, Abby. We're so proud of you here, you know, amidst COVID, just kind of pivoting to say, hey, how can I use the internet and the fact that we all have to socially distance to actually increase connection and meaningful connection. So it's beautiful here what you've done. And we're so happy to support your plans for expansion, which are extensive. And we admire that so much. Just off the top of my head, you know, if ever at your group you're interested in having guest speakers speak on particular topics or hearing from young professional women, you know, I know lots of women who would love to help you with that. Lots of Junior League members. So we'll stay in touch and keep looking out for, you know, networking sessions so that we can stay in touch and support your project as you go forward. Well done.
Thank you so much. I definitely will.
So for folks who joined a little late, we'll just do 2 panelists for each presenter. So we're just kind of rotating through. But if anyone has feedback, even if you're not a panelist, feel free to put it in the chat. So now we will hear from Anne.
Hi guys, I'm Anne. I'm just gonna present my screen.
Awesome. I'm just making you a co-host now.
Yeah.
And Allison will be up next.
Can you guys see it? Okay. So my project is called Art for Insulin. Who am I? My name is Anne Mastinat. I'm in the 9th grade. I'm 14 years old. I live in Stamford, Connecticut, and I attend West Hill High School. Did you know that 1 out of 4 Americans with type 1 diabetes cannot afford insulin and sometimes have to resort to using expired insulin and depending on crowdfunding to pay their bills? If a person does not have enough insulin, it could lead to rationing, and rationing can be deadly, and it could lead to a condition called diabetic ketoacidosis, which is a serious complication of diabetes that occurs when your body doesn't produce like enough insulin, and then your body produces high levels of acid called ketones. My passion project, my project idea was to like start a fundraiser to raise money for diabetics who can't afford insulin by creating an art group for high schoolers, and we would like sell the art and donate the money to like an organization, Insulin for Life, which basically like helps like they donate medicine and like other like medical like things they need, like I forgot what they're called, but they're like so they donate like all the stuff, and to also like spread awareness on the topic to many students my age, because a lot of my friends, I was talking to them and they didn't really know about like what the complications of not having enough insulin can lead to. My plan was is to recruit some high schoolers, find a place to work, and raise enough money for equipment, and to host an art gala in person or virtual, and create a website and sell the art. So that's my whole.
Okay. Anne, are you wrapped up? Is that the end of your plan? Okay, great. Just double checking. Well done. Well done. So I'll introduce the president of the Junior League to share her feedback first. Bits.
It helps if you unmute, right? Oh my gosh, technology. And you did a wonderful job. It's very impressive that you are a freshman. That is amazing that you've come up with this idea. You're going to do great things for the world, and I just know it. I love this idea that you're bringing other students together to create art. That's amazing. that concept in and of itself is amazing. How the connectivity, the ability to shape creativity, and then to take it a step further, to sell that art and to raise money to get insulin for people in need. This is an amazing, what Sherry mentioned earlier, ripple effect. And that is just phenomenal. So I cannot wait until this gets up and off the ground, because I hope to buy one of your beautiful pieces of art. I cannot wait. So I love crafting. I can't make art probably, but if you need a glue gun and some glitter, I'm there. But and I just think it was great. And I think what you outlined was really a need in the community, right? And you figured out not only how do you go after and solve for it, but how do you create other people getting involved in the movement to create more good? And I think that's what's amazing, is because you're going to educate people along the way. So you not only have this fundraising arm, but this educational arm. So amazing job. I can't wait to hear more about it. We have lots of silent and online auctions as a part of the Junior League. So if there's any artwork we can help you to sell to raise money for your project, we'd love to do that. So keep me posted.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, it's great.
Okay, thank you, Bits. And now, Malika, would you like to share some feedback for Anne?
Sure, yes. As I mentioned in the chat, this is something that this particular cause I'm super passionate about, because my grandfather, my father, and my sister are type 1 diabetics. And I know a lot about this disease and the impact that it can have on your body. And I just think it's such a great idea to have to sort of marry the awareness piece with the fundraising to help people who really can't afford insulin, because it's literally something that their body does not produce. And so to have young students who are going out of their way to raise funds and through their art, and they get to practice their art, that to me is just an amazing idea, and I am happy to support in any way that I possibly can, because this is something that definitely more people need to learn about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Malika. We're so proud of you, Anne.
Thank you, Anne. And up next is going to be Allison. I just made you a co-host, so you should be able to share your screen. And then after Allison will be Christina.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never shared my screen, so I'm a little.
No worries. Take your time.
My project is called Cards of Happiness. The reason I wanted to do it is because everything that's happening with COVID, it's been really hard, and everyone is going through something. So I partnered with a local elementary school, and they agreed to have students make cards, and I'm going to hand it out to a homeless shelter and a senior citizen home. The reason why it's important is because I feel that even something as simple as a card, if it could just bring a smile to a face, I think that's something that's important. And it may not be a big thing, but for me, if I bring a smile to a face, I just think that with everything going on, it would be nice to see.
Thank you, Allison. That was great. Sherry, do you want to give some feedback?
Sure. So Allison, you brought a smile to my face to that presentation. And I love that you're kind of exhibiting an entrepreneurial 101, which is you're kind of scanning your current environment and looking for what is important or what's needed right now. And I absolutely agree with you that right now, during the pandemic, connection is more important than ever. So if you can connect and get younger kids to make a card and give it to someone and brighten their day, that's a huge impact. In fact, we are hosting a middle school leadership summit on December 4th, Allison Waller, and I'm thinking we could really kickstart this and we could have all of those middle schoolers make cards for you for your project, Allison, and then we could hand them off to you and you could distribute them to shelters or wherever other places you've identified that would be good for distributing. So let us know if you'd like us to do that and we can really help you kickstart this project. But I agree. Thank you for bringing a smile to my face and so many other people through this project.
Thank you. Definitely. I think it would be a good idea to have more people come together.
I'll definitely be in touch. Elizabeth?
Oh, Allison, did you want to give some feedback?
Oh, sure. I'm happy to. I'm not an official panelist, but I love this project. There is someone else in the Stanford community who started a similar project. It's called Caring with Grace, I think is what it's called. I can follow up on it. And she has students create cards and then she brings them to children in the hospital. And I just love how this idea, and as I put in the chat about how you're giving elementary school students the chance to be of service to their community. So not only you're helping two very different age groups and people struggling. And as you said, the world could certainly use more smiles, more happiness right now. So great job, Allison. I think this is a really great idea. And what I love about everyone's project so far is that you've all sort of already gotten started, which is so cool. And so, and something I view as difficult these days. So really kudos to all of you, especially those who've gotten their project started already. I love the enthusiasm.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allison. So next up, we're going to have Christina. Christina, I just made you a co-host, so you should be able to share your screen now. And then after Christina will be Abigail.
All right, thank you. 1 second. All right, good evening all. So my name is Christina Seelan and my partner is Maya, and we are both seniors in high school. And the title of our project is called Power and Poise. Poise is essentially balance and self-confidence and self-assurance in anything.
To get started, we're going to be talking about our story. Being a female in the society is challenging because we lack a secure place to be ourselves. We are encouraged to love who we are and to constantly tend our looks. But what about the motivation to show people that we are more than what society says we can be? Power and Poise is an upcoming organization that addresses all these issues and implements ways to tackle these toxic traits.
So personally, I feel like the definition of confidence has been misconstrued tremendously. People tend to think of confidence as security in your looks and your physical attributes. But I personally feel like confidence is something way deeper than that. The lack of confidence or a lack of confidence can affect our work ethics, our morals, and our beliefs, and it will affect how we live our lives.
Power and Poise encourages adolescent girls to tackle the standards of society and find their inner confidence as they navigate through the next stages of life. We will teach girls essential life skills and that having confidence is not a one-on-one street.
So our vision for this project is that it will be accessible to 5th through 12th graders. I really think that it would help having upperclassmen, so 11th graders through college, to be trained as poise coaches. So basically a mentor, and they will have a group of underclassmen mentees. We will have weekly to monthly meetings, and there will be an objective and activities to counteract them. So some examples of an objective could be self-advocacy, and we would do like a lesson on that and activities to go with that. Hopefully, if and when COVID does die down, we will have Poise Days, which will be held semi-annually. And these days are dedicated to bonding. So we could have like a brunch and kind of sort of like a field day where we do activities to bond and spread the knowledge that we have learned throughout the program. And I would like for it to be open to the public.
To spread our word, we will be sending newsletters to local elementary/high school colleges to find mentees and poise coaches. We will constantly promote and update our social media accounts and websites, reach out to some social workers, psychologists, and motivational speakers, and collaborate with local organizations like Blackout Stanford.
So that's pretty much it. Poise and Power is a organization that helps promote self-confidence in young adolescent girls. Thank you.
All right, well done, ladies. Well done. What an important topic, increasing confidence in young girls. I can't think of anything more central to our mission here. Anyways, I'd like to introduce Bits to give her feedback.
I would love to give some feedback. I'm trying to find your faces on these tiny screens here so I can see you. But I love, first off, that you guys came together to collaborate. I think, that's so great that you're building a partnership. And I loved that, Christina and Maya. I think that was wonderful. I love that you're thinking about elementary school kids, because I think so often we forget, that confidence starts at such a young age, right? And it's not like we all come into the world confident, right? We have lots of bumps, lots of insecurities. And I think that's amazing to start to build that. But I also think there's this great reciprocal impact, right? Also for that upperclassmen or the university or college students you're thinking about working with. So I think that's an amazing concept. And I love that you said power and poise. My mantra actually is there's power in pause. And I think I might adapt it and to say power with poise and plug you both there, Christina and Maya. I love that you are inspiring others to be who they are and not to conform, right? And I think that's really hard to do in today's day and age, right? It's hard to be yourself. And I think it's truly wonderful, and I can't wait to see the amazing work that comes of this project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bits. And now, Malika, would you like to share some feedback for the girls?
Sure. Before I even get to the organization, I just want to name that I love the graphics in the presentation, like amazing. I love the diversity of the art that you use, like that in and of itself is welcoming to outsiders who will be exposed to your organization, because they will see that it is for all young women of all colors. So I really appreciated that and wanted to shout that out. Get into the organization. I think this is a great idea, namely because I think so often women, young girls don't have an opportunity to have community with each other and have that space until, maybe they get to high school or more so in college. And then they join organizations like the Junior League of Norwalk when they get older as professionals. So the idea of starting to build that fellowship at such a young age, I think is great. I love the idea of Poise Days, which I think will will be one of those things that young women will remember, you know, growing up, like, oh, I remember when I had that, you know, that semi-annual day and I was just around a bunch of amazing women who made me feel comfortable and made me feel confident and taught me so many things. And I think that is really, really powerful. So congratulations. I love this.
Thank you so much.
Elizabeth, can I just add a quick comment onto what Malika was saying? So ladies, great job. And as you know, at Live Girl, confidence is so, so important. And we have learned the power of just been there mentoring. So like a high school student mentoring a middle school student is very, very powerful. And you can give a perspective that quite frankly, we as adults, it's harder to, because we're just old, we're just old adults. So definitely go forward with that. I actually might encourage you to think about focusing a little bit and maybe focusing the poise with the middle schoolers and really leverage the high schoolers to be the mentors to deliver the poise to the middle schoolers. I think maybe that little bit of focus might help you. And I just, if you guys want to talk offline more, maybe you could come into like a middle school leadership summit at Live Girl, or we could do a virtual workshop with some middle schoolers so you could try out some of your mentoring concepts. We would definitely be open to that. So great job.
Thank you so much. That sounds great.
Thank you.
Amazing work, both of you. So I just turned the controls over to Abigail to give her presentation. So you should be able to share your screen now. And then up next will be Layla.
Can you guys see it?
Yes, you're all set.
Okay. So my name is Abigail and my project is called Community Health Resources. Before I get started on what exactly it is, I want to talk a little bit about myself. I'm a junior at Achievement First Amistad High School, and I'm really passionate about healthcare and just the access to healthcare because I've seen the impact of it in my own community. And I want to connect my community with resources to improve public health and create a more livable city for everyone. The mission statement, CHR is an aspiring digital nonprofit resource network that focuses on advocating for quality care. Our mission is to create an informative space for low-income families while promoting wellness throughout our communities. In Connecticut, there are about 330,000 people that have inadequate healthcare, meaning it's insufficient. Some people only have enough healthcare for things like only emergency room visits. And it's been disproportionately impacting low-income people and people of color. Most families believe that their options are limited when it comes to finding access to affordable healthcare and free walk-in clinics. Why is this an important issue? If you're unaware of the many options that you have no access to doctors, which increases the amount of untreated health issues. Because COVID is such a huge thing now, health is very, 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 very important. Germs are going around, diseases, and a lot of families are at high risk. I chose to focus on these 3 cities, even though I only live in Bridgeport, because they have some of the high populations of families that are part of low income. The solution. As someone with a passion for health and medicine, I decided to create a website with information, including links to different health insurance companies and walk-in clinics within Bridgeport, New Haven, and Hartford. I would also connect community members with donations from local community health centers for health products such as multivitamins, masks, and etc. And after about a year, I want to transition it into a nonprofit after I've made donations and after I've promoted my website. I started doing a lot of research for the different health insurance companies so that I can put on my website and the different clinics that they are. I'm at the process of creating my website using Wix, and I'm going to start soon promoting it and launching it. Afterwards, I want to reach out to Bridgeport community local Bridgeport Community Health Center so that I can put a donation page on my website to raise money. Afterwards, I want to start fundraising and start getting the money that I need. And that is all.
Well done, Abigail. Well done. Such an important topic, such a timely topic, a topic that's at the forefront of all of our minds right now. And we're so excited for you to be able to help a lot of people in this area. So well done. And now I'll introduce Fitz to give her feedback, the Junior League president.
Awesome. I would love to give feedback. Malika, I saw you were chatting away in the chat there. I kind of want to pass the torch to you a little bit because it sounds like you have a great connection point.
I do. This is amazing. So I have a friend who does public health work at the CDC. And Abigail, I also work for Achievement First. So please send me an email and I will connect you with her, because this is the exact sort of work that she does with the CDC on a much larger scale, and would love for her to share some of the resources that she does on a daily basis with you so that you can start to put that into practice. I mean, you ended your presentation by saying like, that is all. And I'm like, oh, you did a lot. I mean, the fact that you've already started creating a website is just simply amazing. So I definitely want to connect you with her because I think she would be a great resource as you plan and move forward with this organization. I think this is wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, now I can go, Elizabeth. I'm sorry, I broke the rules there, but I saw the chat and I was like, I think we have to start there. So thanks, Malika. Abigail, I think it's great, this idea that you're thinking about how do we provide healthcare opportunities. You know, we've seen healthcare throughout the past couple of years really change and shift, and you know, I think that, you know, it's expensive. It's an expensive system that is as it's set up today, and it's hard to provide resources. And I think it's great because you'll be able to work with other organizations who are trying to work in the same stream and hopefully partner with them. And as you build and continue to build, I think it's amazing you're building a website already. That's just impressive. You're already got the ball rolling, Abigail, which is, you know, congratulations on that. That's huge. I can't wait to see. Yeah, I can't wait to see all that you do with it. I mean, I can't wait to see this website. I can barely like send a text message these days. So I am so impressed. I cannot wait to see all the amazing things that you do.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Abigail. So Layla, I just made you a co-host, so you should be set to share your screen now. And then after Layla will be Linda.
Okay. So, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name's Layla. I'm the CEO/founder of Blackout Stanford. I founded Blackout Stanford in May of this year after watching the George Floyd videos and other videos of innocent Black men and women getting killed. So our mission is, as young people of color, we strive to create an environment that is anti-racist. We want to spread awareness, educate, and take action to better our community. So I'm going to start off with our name. So what is Blackout Day? Blackout days are select days in the month of July where Black people, brown people, and allies of the BLM, Black Lives Matter movement, will boycott all non-Black owned brands and companies. This specific action is crucial and to explicate and illustrate the weight we have and the massive part we play in the American economy as a community. So what we have done so far is we've held a 3-day webinar series where we talked about the importance of voting, race in education and in the healthcare system, and more. And on the last day of Blackout Week, we actually held a protest, which we sadly had to cancel last minute because I believe there was a tropical storm that day. So why a webinar? During a heightened public health care crisis,
We wanted to use this opportunity to continue to educate our communities and our allies on voting, systemic and institutionalized racism, and the repercussions on how it affects Black and people of color. This is how we set up our webinar. So the first day we had guest speakers and a host who will have an open discussion on the importance of voting with the Black community and go into depth about the system of voting, because we realized as we were doing research that more people think that there is just voting polls that are open for just a presidential election, when it's just it's on a bigger scale and it's much more bigger than that. The second day, we had a two-part series where we had people come in around 12 to talk about the education and how race plays in that system. And around 2, we had them come back and talk about how healthcare is, how race plays in the healthcare system. And on the third day, we just had an open panel discussion where we had our people or our viewers come in and just talk about certain issues and how they feel that the community could come together to just fix these problems. So this is how our protest was set up. On the last day, we were going to have people come in from 12 to 3 p.m., starting at our local Scalzi Park and ending at the police department, where we'd have people speak upon or just talk about their personal experiences with injustices and more. And that's it. Really, I didn't mean to, yeah, that's just it.
All right, great work, Layla.
Thank you.
Wow. It is so impressive what you've achieved since your July founding in such a short time. So impressive and really remarkable. I love that, you know, you heard, you saw what was going on, you watched the videos specifically of George Floyd, I know you mentioned, and then you knew that was your time to act. So you didn't waste any time getting started. We're so impressed with how you held your 3-day webinar this summer also. That's just really, really incredible that you're able to bring together all of those people and all of those resources to help better educate the community and keep us posted. We want to make sure that we're connected already with you on Instagram, so we'll make sure that we are, but keep us posted for your next webinar and what you plan to do next so that we can support you going forward. Great work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
And can I just add?
Sherry, go ahead.
Yeah, Layla, I first just want to say that it has been an honor to watch you rise as a leader this year. It's really incredible. And I love what you're doing because I truly believe that conversation is the catalyst for change. And I think that's what you're doing. You're bringing people together to learn, to unlearn, to lean into the uncomfortable space, to have conversation. And I just think it's so incredibly important in our country right now. And we would, at LiveGirl, we'd definitely love to amplify your efforts. So let us know of any upcoming events. We can post those. We could even possibly partner with you, like co-host an event. But I love what you're doing to, you know, really get Gen Z engaged and activated. And just so impressed with just everything you're doing from a leadership standpoint. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I really like how well thought out you thought through everything. You know, I mean, it wasn't just conceptual, right? I mean, you really thought about how can I create an event? How do I create a movement? How do I create conversation? How do I create action? And I think you really thought through the whole life cycle of what's the impact I want to create. And I think that's really impressive. Like, that's exemplary. That's great leadership right there, is thinking through not only pie in the sky, what am I trying to drive, but then thinking through how does this create impact? What is the ripple? What can I get other people involved? And I like that you know, that organization that you really put around the project. So good job.
Thank you. I was actually going to say, I kind of missed one slide, but I'll just generalize it real quick. It was our plans for the future. We're actually working on having a festival after COVID is open. I said open, sorry. After COVID is over, where we just leave it open to the people, where people by POC who do music, sell art and music can come and just share with everyone. We're actually working on opening different branches around the world, and just in the US, we're working on opening a Blackout Washington and just more things like that.
I love that. Maybe you can partner with Anne and get some of her artwork in.
Yes, definitely.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Layla. And I think Sherry put this in the chat, but I also want to highlight out loud that this is Layla's second time going through the program. And she amazed us all last time. And I didn't think you could do it again, and you beat it again, and you amazed us all this time. So thank you for joining us again. We're so proud of you.
And Layla, I just want to highlight, if you saw in the chat, I have a great book. If you haven't read it, I want to give you a copy. It's called How to Be an Anti-Racist, because I think it would be great for your organization.
That is such a good book. I agree.
Thank you. I'll look forward to reading it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So Linda, I just gave you co-host privileges, and after Linda will be Nora.
All right, let me see if I can share my screen. This is going to be fun. I've never done this.
You go, girl. Get that confidence in the technology. I love it.
All right, can you guys see it?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Peterson, and I am an 11th grader at the Genesis program in Wilton, Connecticut. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about my project, the Confidence Project. So the issue at hand is the self-confidence crisis among young girls. According to a report by the Dove Self-Esteem Fund, 7 in 10 girls believe that they are not good enough or do not measure up in some way. Additionally, 62% of girls feel insecure or unsure of themselves, as girls' self-confidence drops 30% between the ages of 8 and 14. These issues also trickle into adulthood and the workplace. According to an article published in The Atlantic in 2014, 1/2 of women reported self-doubt about their job performance and career, compared to 1/3 of male responders. So why is this issue so important? In the society we live in, confidence matters just as much as competence. But although girls begin to struggle with self-confidence early on, there are few resources aimed at helping tween girls establish genuine self-esteem. The solution. So according to a study by the University of Sydney in Australia, creative writing increases confidence in working with others, which is an essential life skill. Creative writing can also be used as a self-esteem boosting skill. Because of this, I've decided to create the Confidence Project. What is the Confidence Project? The Confidence Project is an after-school club that helps tween girls express themselves through writing. Each week, participants are encouraged to write a response to a prompt. Then they will have some time to work on an independent or group writing piece. At the end of the 8-week program, participants will be encouraged to select one of their pieces to read at the end of program showcase. So here are the details and the future plans. So I plan to host the Confidence Project once a week for 8 weeks. After the 8 weeks, I will host an end of program showcase that highlights the participants' writing pieces. And depending upon the success of the program, I will run it again for another 8 weeks and see what happens. All right, thank you so much. I have my sources listed on the right, and thanks.
Well done. Great work, Linda. Again, what an important topic. We love supporting girls and women in increasing their confidence. And what better way to do it than through writing? Very, very creative. So now, Sherry, would you like to give some feedback?
Oh, great. So Linda, I may have missed this, but what age range is the Confidence Project geared toward?
So it's aimed towards like girls 8 to 12, so like tween girls.
Perfect. Yes.
Middle schoolers.
So I love how you really grounded us in the research before moving to your solution. That makes for a really powerful presentation. And it's so true that, you know, confidence in girls in that age range, the confidence plummets in middle school and it never recovers. And so I think to get in there at that age when they're so vulnerable and when they're replacing their parents with peers as their key influencers, and to have them start writing it out, I think is just such a powerful, powerful idea. We would love to help you offline. We actually, LiveGirl runs a program called the Confidence Club, and it's a middle school program, 8-week program. I bet we've got some tools and activity sheets and journal prompts that you might be able to leverage and recycle for this group. But I love it. And it goes back to the earlier project, you know, really you providing the just been there mentoring, positive mentoring to the middle school girls, I think is really powerful. So bravo, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry. Bits, would you like to give feedback?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Linda, I think you did a great job in setting up and doing research. I think that's so critical when you're thinking about what is the need gap, right, in our community, and then what are we going after. I think it's so that initial kind of understanding helps to really kind of sell this idea and concept. So good job there. I like this idea of the journaling too, I think, because there's a level of intimacy, right? There's a level of authenticity that you can be who you want to be and you can write as you want to write. And I like that. And I might even consider if you were doing it as you know, maybe you even, you know, hand out journals or something like that. But there's also this idea of, I've experienced this before where you can share your journals, but any pages that's folded over, creased over, you don't share because that's private, right? It felt like a good outlet, but you don't want to share it. So maybe there's even like some key tactics or something that you could have in your kind of share back. But I like the idea of reading out loud too, because that helps to build confidence too. It's hard to read out loud. So I think well done, and I hope you get to connect in with Sherry and the club that they have, and yeah, great job.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Linda. Up next, we'll have Nora. So I just gave you co-host privileges. Feel free to start sharing your screen. And then we will have Sophia.
Sorry, I've also not done this. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you are all set.
Okay. Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong slide. Okay, so my name is Nora Amslam. I'm a sophomore at AIT High School in Stamford, and my project is called Sound and Sight for All, and its purpose is to help give access to hearing and vision aids for all in need. So what is the issue? According to the New York Times, over 1 billion people worldwide need glasses but don't have access to them, and 5 million vision impaired Americans do not have access to eyeglasses. And AARP states that nearly half of the older hearing impaired Americans with incomes in the top 25% used hearing aid, but only about a quarter of those in the bottom 25% did so. So basically the issue is that there's limited access to hearing and vision aids for people that are low income, and this worsens their quality of life. So it's a major issue. Why is this an issue? So hearing aids and glasses are both very expensive, especially for low income people. The average cost of hearing aids are $1,000 to $4,000, and the average cost of eyeglasses are $350. And healthcare insurance does not cover much of the cost, if any, and that kind of relates to other people's projects about how like this is a major problem right now. And this is a divide based on income and resources, and as a result, people low income unfortunately have to face the consequences of not having access to the hearing and vision aids that they need. So what am I going to do about this? So I've decided to hold a drive for hearing aids and glasses and then distribute them to whoever needs them. So my first step is I'm going to reach out to local community centers and also senior centers, and I will ask for advice on how to start my project, ask about if they're willing to be a drop-off location for donations, and then asking them to spread the word maybe by like emailing their communities. And I'm also going to create social media pages and websites to post important information about this. And then people who are interested in getting the hearing aids and glasses can reach out to me, and I'm going to keep track of what exactly people need, because with hearing aids and glasses, you need a specific prescription, or people have different levels of hearing loss and vision loss. And then once we have the type of glasses or hearing aids that someone wants, we'll contact them and have them pick up the supplies somewhere. Or in COVID now, people might feel safer about having stuff dropped off. And why am I passionate about fixing this issue? So our hearing and vision is something that we usually take for granted. I know that when I'm reading something, I don't think I'm so thankful that my vision is good. And I think that people who don't have perfect vision or hearing, that definitely worsens their quality of life. And I want to fix that. And also, my sister has profound hearing loss. So she's completely deaf in her left ear. So fortunately, over the summer, she was able to get a surgery for her cochlear. She got a cochlear implant surgery, and this has really helped her. But a lot of people, unfortunately, do not have they don't have access to surgery like that or hearing aids, and that affects them a lot. And then my mission statement: the mission of Sound and Sight for All is to provide access to hearing and vision aids for all who desire, no matter their age or background. We will help to ensure aids are made available for free in order to overcome the financial barrier which thousands of people face. We will strive to reach our goal of providing an improved quality of life to those who are vision and hearing impaired. So, yeah, thank you.
Nora, what a great presentation. Well done. Wow. What a fantastic cause. You're going to help so many people with this. And I love how you had your mission statement and you explained exactly the need that there is for it, and how this will help bridge the resource gap that exists to get access to these things for people. And it was so moving how you identified your sister and wanting to help her and others who have single ear deafness as a reason for doing this. That was so moving. So you have a huge heart, and we're so excited for you to help people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bits, would you like to share some feedback?
Yeah, I would. I was actually hard of hearing until I was about 12, so I can relate. Maybe that's why I'm always so loud. I don't know. But Nora, I think you did a good job. May I just make a recommendation for you on your presentation? I think you really appeal to the ethos by sharing your personal story. And I think there's a moment where maybe in the beginning, almost if you flip some of your slides, right? If you start out with, here's why, and then here's the mission, here's what we're going to do to solve it, and then outline it, I think it will help, because I think that is so impactful, and I think it grabs people because you've experienced it, right? You have a sister who's has had an amazing surgery, and it sounds like she's doing well. And so I think it's good. I think there's Lions Club International, and there's some other organizations that do collect glasses. So they may be good resources to tap into as you think about how do you collect glasses, make sure that right people get the right glasses and hearing aids and things like that. So I love that concept. Yeah, certainly. And I love that it's, you're taking something that maybe someone no longer needs and repurposing it and finding a better use for it. And I think that's amazing. So good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bits. Malika, would you like to share some feedback?
Sure. As someone who actually just left the ophthalmologist's office, and right now my eyes are dilated and I cannot see. This
You're cracking me up.
this actually I feel really connected to what you're doing, in addition to the fact that my brother is also 80% deaf in his right ear. And I have a close friend who has the same issue. And I remember when my mother found out that my brother, who he might have been 4 when he was diagnosed, she was just so overwhelmed with finding out that like my brother has single ear deafness. To know that there are others out there, I think would be another aspect that you could consider exploring. Because so many parents are just emotionally overwhelmed when they find out that their child is deaf, or is hard of hearing, or has vision issues. So that is just something that I think you might want to consider, because there's so many other organizations that do similar things. That might be a way that you can make your organization unique.
Thank you.
Great job though.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nora. And thank you to our panelists. So Sophia, I just gave you co-host privileges. And then after Sophia, we have our final presentation, which will be Brianna and Dynasty.
No, we're not allowed to get to the final. Everyone's going to have to go again.
We have 2 more. We're almost there.
In this dark pandemic world, this is the best thing that's happened to me in a long, long time.
I know. I'm like loving all my notes. I mean, I'm eating this up. I agree.
We are recording it for all your future viewing pleasures.
I did not know that. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Not allowing me to
Sorry, Sophia, are you having some trouble sharing your screen?
yeah.
Let me see. Let me try to do that again. Hold on 1 second. Okay, try again now.
Can you see the screen?
We can see your screen, but you're a little quiet in your volume.
Okay, now is it better now?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay. My name is Sophia Degani. I am a junior at Greenwich High School, and I am really passionate about body image, and I want to help other girls build confidence. In order to battle the issue of body image, I have decided to create this project, This Is Not Ideal. This is a problem that affects pretty much everyone, but specifically like the younger generation. And I've decided to create this project because I could see how big of an issue it is with like just everyone, especially with COVID and being at home. And my project is aimed to uplift other young girls. And in order to accomplish this goal, I will create 2 videos and a poster in order to solve this problem. I chose body image because I know that along with me, many other girls struggle with body image due to mainly social media and just comments other people are making. And my image has impacted me because it's taken me a long time to feel completely comfortable and confident with my body. And although I'm not completely there, I am more confident than I was a year ago today. It's important because children from all ages are struggling with body image. whether they like are looking in the mirror and cry, they're sitting becoming obsessed with what they look like and comparing themselves to what they see on social media, which is usually perfected Photoshop. And these are children. Children should not be having to worry about what they look like or worrying about what they're eating, and they should be able to love who they are. They should be able to love who they are without being afraid of what society might have to say about it. My mission is to help others gain confidence, and the goal is for girls to no longer be completely insecure, although like they are allowed to have those days where they're not as confident. And because we do not have to fit society's standards. And my plan is to create 2 5-minute videos, one having a few people if they're comfortable to share their own experience with body image, and another sharing facts just to inform others on how body image is affecting the younger generations and why it's important. I will also create a poster that's quick to read to spread it around Stanford, like downtown area, and also have a link to the videos in case anyone wants to check that out. And then I will also be creating a social media to spread more info, because especially nowadays it's just a lot more easier to get through social media. And I will achieve my plan by getting the proper video equipment, finding individuals, creating videos, and for the poster, to create a poster online, printing multiple of them, and placing them around downtown. And lastly, I will contact a few stores, schools, restaurants to let me place posters around town. And yeah.
Great work, Sophia. Are you all done? I'm just making sure. Okay. Great work. I love the topic and how passionate you are about it. Sherry, would you like to give some feedback to Sophia?
Yeah, Sophia. So first of all, I just want to say it's awesome seeing you here in the league, because I can remember you as a middle school Live Girl camper. So it's so cool to see you grown up and rising as a leader. And I just want to thank you for your honesty in the presentation, because I think your vulnerability is actually what stands out in making that such an important, powerful presentation. And I absolutely agree with you. I think you're right. I think there's an epidemic of negative body image brought on by all of our popular culture and popular media and social media. So I love your project and your plan around this, and we would be honored to amplify your project. If you want us to post your videos or any other information that you want to send our way and share, we can amplify it and post it and just make sure that we're reaching as many girls as possible, so that you can have a positive impact, because this is an important project. Great job.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sherry. Malika, would you like to give feedback? Huh? Never mind. She's off video and on mute. Oh, if you'd like to, you're on mute. Feel free.
Oh. Sorry, I'm talking and not realizing that I'm on mute. Happy to give feedback. I think this is a great idea, Sophia. I think one of the things that I appreciated about your presentation was, as Sherry mentioned, that you named your own vulnerability. And I think that is something that you can use to really propel this organization, because you're speaking from a personal experience. And I think it's also important to have a variety of people who can speak from personal experiences. So I love your idea of having a video that could include multiple people who have different body image issues. And so I really, really, really love that idea. The one thing that I would say is that when, as far as the posters, I'm not sure, maybe I might have missed this, but did you mention social media at all, Sophia? Sorry if I missed that.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Because I really love the idea of when you were talking about having posters posted in downtown Stamford. And I was thinking about where are other places within the Stamford community, or even areas closer to Stamford, Norwalk, New Canaan, that has a high traffic for young women that you could potentially put the posters that would have a larger impact, as opposed to downtown where people are just kind of walking and not necessarily looking around what as they walk. So that was just an idea that I thought might be helpful to have a more targeted audience, and think about where young women hang out. But I loved your idea overall. I think it's great.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sophia. So now we have our last presentation, which is bittersweet, but I'm very excited to see it. So we have Brianna and Dynasty.
Am I the co-host?
You should be. Let me double check that it worked.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you all see it?
Yes, you are all set.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Brianna.
My name is Dynasty.
And our passion project is grief relief. So I think everybody has like a general idea of what grief is, like how people grieve and everything, but nobody really knows what the actual definition is. So grief is the acute pain that accompanies loss because it is a reflection of what we love. It can feel all encompassing. Grief is not limited to the loss of people, but when it follows the loss of a loved one, it may be compounded by feelings of guilt and confusion, especially if the relationship was a difficult one.
Why grief can be important is because after experiencing a loss, the body can be put under a lot of emotional and physical stress. So grieving allows you to healthily process the loss after it's happened, and it typically allows you to come to terms with your emotions and move forward.
Okay, so our mission. So I recently lost my my dad to COVID this year. And just give me a minute. During that loss, I realized how much I depended on my friends and family. And the more that I'm sorry guys, just give me like a minute to breathe. Okay. So our mission during this year, I lost my dad to COVID. And during that time, I realized how important it was for me to I relied on my family and my friends and how important it is to have a strong connection. And as I thought about how close I was to my family and how much they meant to me, I also thought about how there were many other people who are grieving and don't have the same kind of support system that I have. So Dynasty and I came up with the idea to create a safe space for people who are coping with the loss and to build a support system for them, for people who feel alone, don't have a support system, or even lack a strong one. Dynasty, I think you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Sorry, these are some statistics that were taken from 2019. 32% of Americans have experienced a death of a close friend or a family member. 1.5 million children have lost either one or both parents by the age of 15, and 1 in 5 children will experience the death of someone close to them by the age of 19.
So our plan, we plan on gathering a group of people through Zoom who have either experienced a loss or have felt alone through COVID, like due to quarantine and everything like that. We plan on providing them with a safe space for them to talk and about their feelings, where they won't be judged, or they don't feel unheard. They could talk openly about anything that is like they're dealing with, about their experience. We will also try to provide them with tips and suggestions about how to take care of their mental health and how to be mentally healthy. The overall goal of this meeting is for everyone to leave better than they came, so that they feel like if they didn't have a community before, they feel like they have a community with Dynasty and I and the rest of the people who are through the Zoom.
So our 5-step plan is going to be to reach out to other grief groups to try to get a better understanding of how to communicate and just like talk to people who are coping with a loss. And then we're going to create a flyer to share with our friends so that they can help us promote it and share with their friends so they think it would our Zoom would positively impact. And then we're gonna plan a Zoom call, but we're gonna advise it in weeks in advance. And then we're gonna have a Zoom call, and hopefully we build a bond with the people that are in the call so that they can feel comfortable. And then we plan on getting feedback from the first call and hopefully continuing on with the meets. We don't know how long yet, but we want to do it for at least a month so far.
Lastly, we just want to really end with this quote. It says, "Grief is not a disorder, a disease, or a sign of weakness. It is an emotional, physical, and spiritual necessity, the price you pay for love. The only cure for grief is to grieve." It's by Earl Grauman.
Thank you.
I'll now open the floor for questions.
Great work, ladies. What a powerful presentation. Thank you so much, Brianna, for being vulnerable with us and sharing your loss. We're so sorry to hear about your loss, but we know that you're absolutely an inspiration for your family to go out there and try to help other students who have experienced similar loss. So you are incredible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'd love to help you get the word out to other teenagers. My sister's a school counselor locally, and I know that lots of students that she works with who are experiencing grief could really benefit from joining a group like this. So when you get those flyers, or whenever you'd like to help us whenever you'd like our support getting the word out, you let us know. We're here for you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're really amazing.
Thank you.
Bits, would you like to share some feedback?
Sure. Brianna, I am so sorry for the loss of your dad. That it must be so hard. And it's a journey of grief, as you outlined, right? I mean, and I think building a support network that you and Dynasty came up with, right? This idea of how can we come together, right? When we're in pain, right? Because it's so often you want to be, you can easily become isolated. And I really like this idea of coming together in a safe space with others and sharing your stories. And I like what you said, in a judgment-free zone, right? There isn't judgment on how you're feeling that day or how you're acting, or, and so I like that. So Dynasty, good job. And Brianna, good job in doing that, in building that. I think it's a really good idea and concept. I wish there was no loss in the world, but until that is preventable, I think this is a great solution to help and build network with others. So good job.
Thank you.
Sherry, would you like to give some feedback?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add, Brianna, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I think that your dad would be extremely proud of you right now. The fact that you're taking your personal pain and converting it into something that's going to help so many other people.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.
what you are doing.
Thank you.
And to both of you, Dynasty and Brianna, I mean, I think Elizabeth already said, we're here to support you in any way to help you make this happen. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brianna, your project is going to help so many other students realize that they're not alone.
Thank you.
So many people. Really inspiring. Okay.
Thank you so much. And Brianna, I know you were undecided if you wanted to share that part in your presentation. And I hope you feel comfortable and empowered that you did. I'm really proud of you. And like, I'm inspired by you. So, and Dynasty, you did an amazing job on your presentation, and doing that to support your friend also is really incredible.
Dynasty's friend of the year.
Absolutely. So that was our last presentation. First of all, I want to thank all of you. You all have been so dedicated. You have come week after week and worked with us. And I know everything going on right now is crazy and unstable. And you all provided me some stability over the past 8 weeks. So I appreciate that. And I hope we were able to provide some of that for you too, because we were constantly amazed by everything that you were doing. And I always leave feeling inspired after talking to you. So thank you all. We have a couple announcements. Allison will be sending out the post-program survey tomorrow, I think she said, but make sure that you fill that out. We really, really want to hear from you. Be honest, help us make this program better, help us support more girls in the future. You will, once you complete your survey, you will get your certificate, which you definitely want. So make sure you complete the survey. We'll also be hosting a networking session at some point in December for LiveGirl League graduates. So be on the lookout for that. We would love to have you and talk more about what you want to do in your future, and also check in on your projects. So keep in touch with us. You all have our email addresses. If any of the other folks on the call want to share their email addresses to stay in touch, we would love to continue to support your projects. Allison, I don't know if you have any announcements on the LiveGirl side of things.
Sure. So first I want to say, and I won't take up too much more time. I know we're already, never mind, 1 second. Sherry, can you talk about some of our upcoming programs?
I just want to thank Madison, Elizabeth, Bitts, and everyone from JLSN. Your partnership is truly inspiring, and so excited that we can partner together to make this happen. Because when I think back on these presentations tonight, I think these young women give me hope for the future. And I think it's incredible to see these young women rising as the leaders that our world needs right now more than ever. So just super excited, and no more announcements. Just everyone go celebrate with a glass of apple juice or something tonight, because you all rocked it. You all did such a fantastic job.
You did great. Now go out and make these things happen. You did all of the work. Some of you already started. Make it happen. We're here to help support you. Congratulations on graduating this program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank
and
you.
the holiday season.
Lead confidently. Be confident in yourself.
Well done.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Great night.